Can I give a hot take? What it means to be a lesbian is a non-man attracted to a non-man. Yes. And I see a lot of people saying, isn't it crazy how lesbianism has nothing to do with men, yet we're centering men in our definition of lesbian? You're having an issue with the structure of the English language, not with the actual meaning, because three things, that's not centering at all. Second thing, the first stripe on the lesbian flag is for gender nonconforming, and since there aren't just two genders, sometimes to be inclusive, you have to be deliberately exclusive. Think of non-men as our pronoun, because you can absolutely explain what it means to be a lesbian without using the term non-men. Non-men is just the shorthand for everyone within the lesbian network, so you don't have a mouthful every time you explain what it means to be a lesbian.
After coming out as a trans woman, I got to have my first lesbian experience. Growing up, I had the same thoughts about lesbians that most red-blooded American males had. Like lesbians are so hot, man. They're like kissing and stuff. It's so hot. So once I did experience it, I can honestly say, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
As a trans lesbian, when girls compliment me, it's always really complicated because on the one hand, like I want to be like really cool and casual and hot and like, thanks, you know, whatever. But there's also this part of me that like just really likes the sort of like female bonding aspect of it. And it's just like, oh my God, thanks. And I have to then find a way to be like, okay, I know you think I'm the faggotiest person ever, and that's fair, but also, like, I might want to fuck you.
Stitch this and tell me the reason why you transitioned. Wrong answers only.
So I transitioned because I used to be about 5'8", and when you are that short, it is hard to get girls to date you because they feel like they can't wear heels around you. So instead of trying to use comedic genius or pent-up rage that I just didn't have to make being a short king my entire personality, I just circumvented the situation entirely. So on HRT, I'm a little bit under 5'7", which is right in the mean range for cis women, and apparently lesbians are just supposed to date you because you're a cute girl. That part is not working for me. I am still single and accepting applications, but anyways, that was why I did it.
Oh, hey there. Now that I have your attention, I could tell you about all of the beautiful transgender women who'd be more than happy to oblige for you.
How am I supposed to live, laugh, lesbian in these conditions? How?
Hey, this is going to be a very friendly and loving educational video, coming at it from a place of good faith and inclusion. In a society that is cis-normative, we assume that a cis lesbian is more valid than a transgender lesbian, but in actuality, in a world where being trans is just a thing that happens, being a cis lesbian or being a trans lesbian are equally valid. And the conflation that not liking dicks is a component of lesbianism is just trans exclusionary. For a number of reasons, actually. One being that not all trans women have penises. Another being that a lot of women have penises. So you can have a type, you can have a preference, that's fine. But the second you start like perpetuating this notion with, viral jokes, it becomes a microaggression. And if I'm being frank, I stay up late at night having lots of anxiety that I'm not going to be welcome in lesbian spaces because of these ideas.
So obviously there's some ups and downs to being a trans woman. Facial hair is not great, but there's really nothing like being a hung lesbian.
So after yesterday's big announcement, I was asked a lot on if I identify with the transbian label. And I love puns. Of course I love transbian. It is such a fun thing. Trans, lesbian, add them together, transbian. It is the best. Also, I've been listening to a lot of Girl in Red yesterday and today, and it confirms that I am indeed a very gay disaster, and I made the right decision with my flag. Anyways, here is dose number 141.
Listen, Toots, identity is a pretty complex thing, but I'm a she-her who dates she-hers, she-theys, and the occasional very femme they-them, so feel pretty gay about the whole thing.
Yo, sorry for looking like a complete mess right now, but this shit right here, I used to think that I had a genitalia preference. Like, as a trans person, I used to think I had a genitalia preference. And then I deconstructed my internalized transphobia, and that shit's just gone now. Like, there's more nuance to the conversation for sure to be had around dysphoria and trauma and, you know, things that we need because of our experiences with regards to sex. But, like, just saying you have a genitalia preference, I think you got work to do.
So while I was pretending to be a boy, I dated this girl, so we looked like a straight couple, right? But now I'm woman adjacent, and I'm starting to figure out I think she is a lesbian in denial. So I need her to realize that she's a lesbian so we can date again as lesbians.
Hey, trans people, why are you trans? Wrong answers only.
Well, back in junior high, I used to joke that I was a lesbian a lot. And then I made an alternate MySpace account at the time. Yeah, I'm old. And it was essentially my gay alter ego. And it was a joke at the time. And yeah, that's how you become trans. So just a heads up.
I guess I finally made it to Turf Talk. Well, the video where this person left this comment has been shared multiple times by TERFs, so that means that now I'm getting harassed by people whose understanding of womanhood doesn't go past their genitals. And that's not fun. Let's just break down why the autogynephilia thing is just sexist and puritanical bullshit that TERFs try to pass off as science. Because this entire theory is predicated on the idea that trans women enjoying sex from the standpoint of the body that aligns with their gender identities is somehow bad. Like, yeah, I like having sex as a woman because I am a woman. But to these people, women enjoying their own bodies is something that they just cannot comprehend. Wow, such feminism. You call yourself radical, but you try to reinforce this narrow and patriarchal understanding of sexuality. You guys are just conservatives with an identity crisis.
Cisgendered lesbians and trans lesbians are pretty much the same. The only difference is one of them has a built-in strap.
Everybody knows that shit. I can be your Lindsay Lohan. I can be Madonna. I can be your Marilyn Monroe. I can be Rihanna. So call me Courtney Love.